would come together, you know, and do that. And I think that's something that separates y'all from a lot of people because y'all still have a genuine love for each other, you know, and still get together and hang out.
We
and
still
kick
do cookouts. You know, we get together, hang out, see each other. Even when we don't do a cookout, we see each other out somewhere. You know, it's just genuine love.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because I know, you know, you say you did the teaching. Do you feel that? Because I know a lot of times, you know, we've had people, you know, we had a career day, kids come in, you know, you come in and somebody talk, and I was never intrigued by what somebody brought me on career day. Do you feel that it's when you? Because I know you get engaged when you talk to the kids, and I think you have a special gift. So it's not like you're going through the motions. You probably had them reach out. You know, you want to ask a question. Do they get engaged with you? Or?
Yeah, they do. So a lot of times when I'm talking to the students, I tell them stories that I've been through, that my students have been through. So they really get into the stories. Okay. And all the stories that I try to tell when I talk to students it has some type of moral to the story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not just telling the story just to be telling it.
Right in your mouth. Yeah.
And then some stories have a good in it, some don't. You know what I'm saying? I try to help the kids relate to consequences of your actions and things of that sort, things that they can really relate to. And I got a lot of stories to tell, obviously, from being an educator for 28 years. So they listen. Sometimes they ask questions. But I feel like...
Because I know you coach high school ball, and like I said, you taught. So you have probably several hundreds of kids that... You know, like I know we was out one day and somebody saw you like, Mr. Watch, and they just went crazy. Oh, yeah. It's like, and that's an impact you left on them. Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of what educators do, because I talk about your dad, like, it's so many young men that he impacted in a very, very positive light.
Yeah, he was supposed to try to make it tonight, but he couldn't come. He had another important Zoom meeting. But yeah, that's really where I saw him building those relationships when I was young.
So that what you want to do? Like, I know we all had aspirations to do some athletics, you know, like play ball or something like that. So leaving King, going to Dillard, you're like, okay, I want to teach.
Well, at first, I wasn't sure, but Dillard had a pretty good college of education, so I ended up getting into that. Like I said, you know, a lot of times you become what you see.
Right.
So my parents were educators, so I kind of went that direction. Okay,
let's fast forward. You getting your degree. Moving back to Tampa, what was the first school you had to work at?
So when I first came back in 1993, after I graduated, I worked at Pierce Middle School.
How was that?
That was challenging.
Okay.
I didn't have a whole lot of support.
Was it like I'm fresh out of college? Joe Clark or?
No. So I was. It was black and brown. A lot of black and brown students.
Okay.
The times were a little bit different than they are now, obviously.
Right.
You know, you could get on kids' case a little bit. You can't really get on their case as much now because, you know, the times that we in. But but it was challenging for me because I'm fresh out of college. Didn't really have a whole lot of support from the school. They kind of just gave me my keys and said, that's your classroom, you know. So I had to learn a lot just on the fly. Okay. So I know I lacked a lot in this teaching experience, but I made up for it in building relationships with the students.
Okay. When did you finally feel like, you know what, and it may take you a little while, like I said, how long were you at Pierce?
I was there for 4 years.
Where you went after that?
Then after that, I didn't pass my teaching test, so I went back to Louisiana for 2 years. Then I came back and I got back in.
Okay.
And that's when I started at Jefferson.
Okay.
So my second school was at Jefferson after I passed my teaching test.
And you were there the longest, right?
Yes, Jefferson from 2000 to 2012.
Did you feel a little more confident now? Okay, I did the rewind.
Yeah, I needed that. Okay. Everything that happened, I wouldn't change it. I should have been studying, but I'm fresh out of college, man. They're like, oh, you got to pass this test.
It's hard.
I'm fresh out of college. I'm just hanging out. I'm just doing what 21, 22-year-old. I'm outside. Super duper outside, right? Yeah. So, you know, I didn't study. I didn't buckle down and study like I should have. But I needed all of that to make me get myself together. You know what I'm saying?
Was it hard for you to go back to Louisiana after you didn't pass the test? Like, was that? I know it was humbling.
It was very humbling.
Was it hard for you to go back? Or?
So I went to Louisiana State with my mom for 2 years. Worked a little bit, substitute here and there. Okay. It was real humbling. But it was time that I needed some downtime to just get my mind right. And then when I came back, I was in a better space.
And you ain't looked back?
I ain't looked back since.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jefferson, when you first got, and I know Jefferson, a lot of great educators have taught at Jefferson. I know we had Eric Trigg, and he spoke very highly about the teachings they got, you know, from the and Dawson will be on here shortly. He'll talk about that as well, so you feel a little more comfortable getting in that environment compared to peers.
I did. I had some age under my belt. I had some experience and wisdom, and then that was a good situation for me. And I started coaching JV basketball and helping out on varsity, and I needed all of that. All of that was good.
Now let me ask you: when you were coming up, you know, going through McLean, did you have young teachers? I think that's something else too that it's hard for college graduates, 23, 24, to try to relate. Not to say that you don't relate to the kids, but for a kid to respect you, they 9, 10 years younger than you.
Close in,
you know what I'm saying?
Age.
So how do you that's a tough balance.
That is a tough balance, especially now with this day and age with social media. So I'm glad all of that social media and all that wasn't around when I was coming up.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of people our age probably agree with that statement.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, we did stuff. We did things we're proud of. We did things we're not so proud of.
Absolutely.
But at least if you wasn't there that night, then you didn't see it. It went away, so to speak. But now with social media and then a young person coming out of college trying to teach, but trying to navigate social media, because, you know, they're still in, like you said, they may only be 8 years older than the students.
Right.
A few years older than the students, depending on if they teach middle school or high school. So I know that's difficult to navigate. That would definitely be difficult to navigate.
You know, I like to ask you a lot of stuff on the fly. In your 28 years of being an educator, what's probably been your most rewarding? Like, you know what, I'm serving my purpose. This is fulfilling. You know,
yeah.
Some maybe the impact you made on the student, because in fact, before we even jump to that, I want you to tell people about the haircut you gave earlier this year, because I remember when you gave me that, man, I was like, I was really touched by that, because you just never know what
that
kids go through.
Yeah.
You got the flow. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. All right. So my girl Dion, Moraine, she worked at Greco.
Just had a birthday. Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Dion.
she sure did. My girl Dion, my classmate, class of '89. So I was at work and she hit me up on the phone, because we like I said, we keep in touch.
Right.
So a lot of us from that class of '89, we in one big text group. But then we also text each other, you know, depending on the topic or this issue, we text each other separately.
Okay.
So she just happened to hit me up. She said, "Hey, classmate, give me a call when you get a minute." I was in a meeting at the time. I said, "I'll hit you up as soon as I'm done with this meeting." Okay. I called her. She said, "What's good? We got this student at school, and he got his hood on. He won't take his hood off, to the point where he basically, the AP about to suspend him, because, you know, if AP tell you to do something and you don't do it, then you look like you're being defiant."
Right.
So she say, so we get him in the office trying to talk him, you know, whatever. And then we get him in the office, and then he finally take his hood down, and we see why he didn't take his hood off. Right. When the AP or the teachers or whoever told him to take it off, you know what I'm saying? So his hair was it was matted up, had patches all in it. Just not a good look. I wouldn't have took my hood off either. And then she said, "I know you cut hair. Can you maybe you can come by and cut his hair or something?" So at that particular day she called me. I couldn't do it that day, so I did it the next day. So I went over. I went over to Greco when I got off from my job, what I was doing, and I went over to Greco. And I cut his hair, talked to him about hair care. I bought him a brush. I bought him some grease. I bought him some shampoo, like stuff to take care of his. Yeah. Because it ain't just about the haircut, right? Because if your hair is matted and you're not, and it's, you know, if it's not right, you're just gonna be that same way in a few more weeks. It's just the hair gonna grow back. You know what I'm saying? So I was just talking to him about hair care and brushing his hair and washing his hair. I bought him some shampoo, some like Selsun Blue, because he had dandruff, just to try to, like, you know, I'm showing him some love. So after he got that haircut, man, he took that hoodie off and he walked out that room with his chest poked out, and you could just tell he felt good about himself. I felt great that I gave him.
I'll tell you, when you told me about it, man, I was on 301. I was like, man, that was all right. Because I mean, I was even telling you, like, just something that we all, ain't nothing wrong with helping somebody.
Right, you got to.
And like I say, for Dion to reach out to you and you to come, like I say, like you did, because middle school has changed, you know. So if you ain't got the right clothes, oh man, you ain't got your hair together, you getting clowned. It's all day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's all day.
It's all day.
Or somebody. And that's another thing about social media. It's just nonstop. So if you got a jacked up haircut or your clothes ain't right or whatever, somebody could take a picture of you
Yeah.
And then post it, and then more people can chime in.
Yeah.
And then it's like relentless, nonstop.
It's like an avalanche. It don't stop. It just
like
keep
nonstop bullying. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I think I had made a post a couple weeks ago about me and Howard. We used to be in the hallway, and how he a hilarious dude. Him and Flip them, and they would chew a little bit. Oldest House and all them boys went to King, Reggie Bell and them.
Yeah.
So they all went to King, and they used to chew. You know, back in the day, we used to call it.
Ozzy Walker put a post out saying, "Man, he used to hate coming down the hall."
yeah.
He knew he was gonna get chewed.
Yeah. So but that was fun and games. I felt like, I know some people probably could look back and say, "Oh, y'all bullied Pete," Well, I felt like it was fun and games.
But it was all in love. Like, it was all in love. Cool with, y'all going back and forth clowning.
Clown a little bit.
It wasn't no beef.
We didn't start no fights. It wasn't relentless.
Right.
I just feel like now it's mean spirited. Back then it wasn't mean spirited. We just kind of joke a little bit, laugh a little bit,
right,
and then go from there. But now it's much more.
To me, I think you got to be able to laugh at yourself. A lot of people can't do that. I agree with that too. If you the butt of jokes sometimes, I could be there, and it's cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't trip on that.
I just felt like back then it wasn't mean spirited, but now it's way more mean spirited, and it's more of like I said, relentless, nonstop harassment. So anyway, I was glad I was able to do that. That made me feel good. It made the young man feel good. I've been kind of busy. I need to pull up on him and check on him and see how he doing. But Dion got him over there. She's doing her thing at Greco. She's a success coach.
Yeah.
And she works great with the students.
Yeah, Tamika Counselor at Jay McNair. You got some good people.
Yeah. She works great with the students.
And I think Greco now has a different area that they
do. They draw from now.
So it's a lot different. I know back in the day we first moved out here, it was Temple Terrace, Sassa,
a little bit of Nucio, I think.
A little bit of Nucio, if that.
Yeah.
See, now you got Highland
Pine. I think Grant Park and Highland Pine go. All of that,
A little bit of Silver Spring.
I think a little bit of.
Yeah. It's spread out a little bit, so it's a little different.
It is much different.
A little more urban, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. Way urban.
But now you got a lot of kids now that used to go down. They going to TCMS. They going to the charter school. They just don't want to deal.
We got charter schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing for me is that, and I'm going to ask you this, like I said, because I know you growing up, your dad was educated. Do you see a lot of young black males as educators? Do you see them?
Not a lot. We do have some. I don't see a lot. We have a group in Hillsborough County that we started called the Black Male Leadership Initiative.
Okay.
So we get together and we meet every few months, talk about plans and recruit more black males. We need more black males.
That's very important. I mean, if you see that.
Very important. I wish, in education, I wish we paid more money to teachers to even attract. Because now, I mean, with the economy the way it is, people leaving teaching because they can't afford to be a teacher. That's a shame.
Yeah.
People going to get more, make more money.
And that's what I know you said something this past summer, everything jumping up but salaries.
Yeah.
Everything increased, like Tico, food,
everything going up,
gas,
car insurance.
Yeah, but
it's going up. But our salary not going up. So I don't understand how they expect us to keep up.
And I think that's the struggle for a lot of people. Like I said, especially now, like two parent homes is hell for one.
Yeah.
So I can, it's hell for two, so I can imagine for one.
Yeah, right. So,
when everything falls on just you.
Me and my wife both been together, 20-some years. And it ain't easy. And me and her both in the house.
Right.
So I couldn't imagine trying to be a single parent.
Right.
I know that's difficult.
And I think something else, too, though, is that, I've always been the type of person that, whatever comes from the struggle, you got to do one or two things. You got to adapt and try to make something happen, or you're gonna fall to it. You're gonna fall prey to it.
Right.
And I think that's something that we got to get out of as far as say, it may not be what you want to do, but I tell people all the time, in order for you to have something, sacrifice got to be made.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of people, younger people, struggle with that.
Yes.
If it means, okay, I got to work 2 jobs, I got to work late, I got to come in early, I got to work weekends. Jobs you don't have everybody can't be off on the weekends.
No.
Somebody got to work on the weekends.
Everybody can't be the manager and CEO.
Yeah.
So you got to work your way up.
And that's what I think, for younger people, I think I always try to promote that narrative, hey, if you could create your own lane, that's great. But in the meantime, you got to follow protocol. That's what calls for you to work.
You got to figure out,
And if you working 10-hour shifts and hey, you tired of it, then you try to find you something.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, don't leave that job. Just don't jump that job. Be like, okay, I'm finna hit. I'm finna quit.
This generation,
it's entitled.
I was reading an article. It said like they don't stay on jobs longer than 3 to 5 years.
No.
On to the next one.
Because I think it didn't think now that the kids nowadays look at the money. So if you could be making $14.50, but they paying 15. I'm gonna go get this 15. But what's the difference?
Yeah,
you might have to do a little more.
Yeah, not much.
Because the more you make, more is gonna be expected.
Now, if you going from one job to the next and you leveling up,
yeah, ain't that wrong with it? Yeah, definitely.
But if you just quitting jobs just to go to another job that's the same as the job you just left, you might as well build up them years of experience or something right. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this generation, they will quit a job and go on to do something else. Right,
and I think that's the thing with us is that our generation, we weren't taught to be entrepreneurs. You were taught go to school,
right?
Get an education.
Taught to be,
go to school.
I'm all for entrepreneurship,
absolutely.
But I tell people all the time too, if you think working hard for somebody else, you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna work harder.
Yeah, you got to.
You're gonna work harder.
Cause if you don't make nothing happen, then
you don't eat.
Ain't no check coming.
Like Andre 3K said, I know he don't rap no more, but he said, if you don't move your feet, then I don't eat.
That's it, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
like I'm Slim cigarettes neck to neck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, and that's something that people don't really grasp. But I just think for me, that's my thing. I want to see young people find their lane, create their lane, and find their success, whatever it is. But along that path, you got to work for what you want.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's what come with it.
You got to do that.
We're going to take our first break. We're going to get into this. As we do every show, we dedicate to my man, Will D, man, no longer with us.
Yes, sir, Will.
Hey, man, real good dude, man. Cigar Life. Check him out, CIGARLYFE.com. Go check them out. Greg, we get Greg Dawson here real quick to promote.
The lawyer.
Yeah, he come on in. Yeah, go pull that up, man. Come on in here, Dawson.
The lawyer LLC in the building.
Yeah, there you go. Pull right on up, man. Go to get that good profile over.
Work for one now. So
wow, you the lawyer extraordinaire, LLC. What's up, baby? How you doing, man? How was your holiday?
Hey, man, you made me say something on Daryl's family-friendly show. You know holiday. We're going to celebrate the massacring people. But anyway.
No, I'm saying the holiday just for you.
Oh, yeah.
I know about that. I'm just
saying. I like to see that side of him. See, we can talk about these people.
We're call like it is. Go pull it up.
What on here? Oh, yeah. Greg Dawson, GD9 attorney, pro se consultant. And we sometimes help people who need assistance. Used to help people who needed assistance getting through the difficult journeys of self-representation. But now we've lent and or given our services to Life Malcolm Law. But if you can't afford an attorney and want to try it yourself, give me a call. I'm not an attorney. I don't have a license to practice law. I don't practice law. What I do is study law and tell people what I learned, how I gather information. But, hey, hit me up. Go to gdnapsey.com. And we do have receipts. And you can have anytime you want to. Hey, but don't be calling me last minute no more. All that's gone. We're done with that.
They can't put you in the herb office?
You couldn't do that anyway. But now I'm just saying no. And we got bigger fish to fry. Hey, but next week on what day is it, Torres? Is it Tuesday? Wednesday? I got oral argument next week, don't I? Second DCA oral argument.
What date?
I believe it's the 5th of December.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, December 5th, the 2nd District Court of Appeals for this. It's Shagrette Dawes versus Chandra and Linda Tucker, represented by Austin Rowe and Basquill, who is a firm who was using a VA doctor to do compulsory medical examinations on veterans and not disclosing that information. And I kind of found out. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how Mr. Rowe, and I hope you hear me or hear this, scum bucket. But anyway, hey, listen, your dad's a veteran. How do you think he would feel to know that our doctors could be compromised? I don't care if the doctor has a second job.
No,
that's cool, but you shouldn't be seeing a veteran to minimize his claim, and then see us at the VA and we don't know anything about this.
That's a conflict of interest.
Not to mention,
that's the definition.
Could be a HIPAA issue as well. But anybody out there who doesn't understand this, go look up 18. It's Title 18 United States Code, Section 208 for conflicts of interest. You'll see it's actually a criminal.
That's a definition of conflict of interest.
So, hey, but I'll be there bright and early on Tuesday at the 2nd District Court of Appeals.
What time, 8:30?
9 o'clock, I believe, but I'll be the first. I'm actually the first one up, so come check me out.
Get your popcorn ready.
Go get
Torres,
'em.
you going down there?
No, I want Torres
Get your
to use
popcorn
his,
ready.
I need you to use those politicians that like you have in your pocket, like so many nickels and quarters.
You just missed one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd have been here.
You'd have had one. You
Yeah.
had one. I walked right past him on the way out.
Well, it doesn't matter. Torres, he's just tell him to have all his buddies come down to the second DCA so they can explain, because we get a lot of lip service about what people care about, how they care about veterans. Hey, stop giving lip service. Come let this attorney explain to you how this was going on. And by the way, I wasn't an anomaly, because during one of the hearings in front of one of the 13 judges, the attorney said, we've had other cases, unrelated cases, where patients see Dr. Shem and treat at the VA and nobody's ever raised the issue. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, we're on family. I'm listening to you, right? They said we've had other patients, unrelated cases where patients treat at the VA, see Dr. Shem, and no attorneys ever raised the issue. I said, that's real interesting.
Very.
Tuesday going to be interesting. So,
Yeah, I'll be there.
okay.
And I'll be on time.
We do not own the right to this music. Torres, give us, so we back in like about a minute and a half. Once again, it's yours truly, EZDZ with Chop Shop. I got my man Ruff.
What?
Greg Dawson kicking it. We got special guest tonight, Henry Two Boy Washington.
Royalty.
I was telling Two Boy, he normally does his free game installment, and I was surprised he didn't say anything about the lady that was posing suggestions of where she would go on her first date. So Chop Shop Nation, if y'all listening, feel free to chime in on this. I got the comments, we ready. And I'm gonna go to you first. So when she came on and she listed some very nice establishments of where to go eat and shot them down.
Yeah.
And for me, on the first date, we getting to know each other.
Right.
So if I take you to Eddie V's on the first date, where can we go after that?
I ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying?
First
just
of
keep
all,
it up.
I can watch you eat anywhere.
Yeah.
I can watch you eat on FaceTime or WhatsApp, whatever y'all might be using, whatever the platform that you use. But I think what happened is for too many years, when folks jumped on that woman thou art loose kind of thing, and what
I'm
he
listening.
brought
Go
it
ahead.
up,
No,
right?
I brought it up. Go ahead,
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
You got it.
you
got
want
the
to
floor.
square, right?
Go ahead.
So this you would first of all, only two people in the history of this nation could go where they wanted to for the most part and not be interrupted. That was a white man and a black woman. Her because she was the mammy, and you saw what I posted about the darkies comment. Y'all need to go check out my page for that. But the reality is we started to allow females to co-opt what we had as a definition of womanhood. And it's never been easy to be the woman because they're the standard by which they're the standard for the community. Good, bad, or indifferent. As go our women, so goes the community. So we started feeding into this narrative that essentially, just to essentially copulate with you, I'm gonna entertain this. Cause that's at the end of the day, that's all it's about. What I got, you give me the combination to the lock. If the combination is some good talking and some time, okay. If I really want to open the lock, I'm gonna give you some good talking, some time. If the combination is $40, 50, 60, 70, and a meal, that's what the guy has. He's gonna give it because it's only about his convenience. What am I willing to do to get it? All she did was say, this is what the price is. Okay, I'll take you where you want to go. And what did Shannon Sharp say? What come with lobster? Condoms.
Yeah, he did say it on first take. He did. Yeah, Uncle Shay Shay did say that.
But we already know what it is.
Uncle Shay said that.
Yeah, he said that with him and Chet, him and Ocho. But I mean, I just think for me is that it's not about where you go. I just think first date should be about the experience. We sit down, we talking, getting to know each other.
Yes.
That's what I'm just saying. That's the truth. That's what it should be
He's part
about.
of the problem. First of all, you talking about courtship.
How am I
we talking
part
about
of the
court. Dude, we had the court. Do they court anymore? Be honest.
No, I'm saying
courtship don't go on no more.
But he being right. He's right.
No, he being
date,
nice.
A first date is a first date.
Do you think
you can't have a second date if the first date don't go well?
Right.
But she ain't looking for a second date.
Well,
I ain't
gonna sit here and say that.
But it's always just like
you can feel that out on the first date.
Yeah,
that's why you don't need to spend.
That's what I'm saying.
So if she ain't looking for, I'm glad you said that.
She ain't looking. She looking for her time.
But if she's not looking for a second date, you're gonna find that out in the first date, and I don't have to spend $400 to find that out.
Right.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna spend $400 if she ain't looking for a second date.
We put out there for the whole world.
We can village in it.
We can Applebee's it.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
Daddy, but these chicks, they do what's it called? With the young kids? They clout chase or whatever you want to call it.
But I ain't
gonna throw a blanket on everybody like that.
I ain't gonna do that.
I ain't gonna throw the blanket on everybody.
I ain't gonna do that.
I ain't gonna do that.
When we came up, if a woman couldn't cook, what could she do for you?
I mean, but you're going back to back then. We on right now.
But she's still a woman though.
Okay, but we still got
times have changed.
Times have changed though. No, women didn't work 50 years ago.
Yeah, they did.
Barely.
Yeah,
Barely.
No,
Barely.
Listen, women actually in our community, people forget that the blue collar guy was typically married to a working woman. Some people may have had where their mother stayed home.
Less worked.
Yeah,
but less work back then.
They just weren't as loud about it.
Less women work 50, 60 years
Right,
ago.
that's what I'm saying.
They just weren't as loud about working. They were homemakers.
Okay, you had the movement hit like late 70s, early 80s. You know, I want my independence. I'm going to
That's
work.
80s.
I have no problem. Okay, but I say that to say the narrative should not have changed because even like you said, you talking about courtship. You talking about 30 years ago? I ain't had no money to go to college, go to We keeping it simple. We go to Pizza Hut,
Right.
get a large pizza, and some drink, play a couple video
Back
games.
then, Bennigan's was back in the day.
Bennigan, yeah.
Remember Bennigan's back in the day?
It was happening.
Right there on Fowler. Right there on Fowler.
Yeah, Bennigan's used to be.
I stayed out
Fowler
there
and
plenty
there's
of
one. What
nights.
else?
Stadium
Oh, damn,
Bennigan's.
man, by the stadium.
Stadium Bennigan's.
And
You know,
where's
30
that?
years ago.
Wasn't there also a Bennigan's in
On
Brand
60,
in
right,
60?
yeah.
That's where you saw. But the thing is, we had a different era. You know, I try to put this guy to rest. So let's go to the DJ Square show. 100 years ago, on a Serengeti, what did the lion eat? He ate the giraffes. He ate whatever's on the Serengeti.
Yeah, was that? Yeah.
You go there today, what's he gonna eat? The same thing on the Serengeti. The thing, nature doesn't change. What happened was we allowed a manipulative change. So I believe in social engineering. That social engineering project hit us hard. They took us from what we were, and we were naturally toward one another, even with the music, because the frequency level has changed by some kind of eight pivot points. They changed us. They introduced enough to us so that we thought it was what it was about, and now we're catching on the back end the collateral damage from the thing.
And nature, I agree with what you're saying. Nature don't change, but human beings, we don't operate in nature. We try to bend nature into what we want it to be.
But
we don't
operate in the raw aspect of nature.
Agreed.
No,
you understand?
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree with
we change the rules, we bend the rules, we make it
to make it work for us.
Right.
To make it work for us.
So we don't necessarily operate in that same.
But we weren't meant. We
scale.
weren't meant for that to happen with us. We were supposed to stay in tune with nature.
But you're saying stay in tune, but I mean,
and with the spirituality of it.
I agree with that.
To an extent, but here we go again. Like you talking about dating a woman and she didn't cook. Just meeting a woman first date.
When you first go out to meet,
and she don't cook. I mean, because you sit back and think at 30, I'm going back 30. Let's say 1990. I ain't know no woman that had her own place. I'm 20 years old. I don't know nobody got their own place. She stay with her mama. You know what I'm saying? Or she may be on campus, but she don't have that.
She may be on what?
That sense of independence when she got her own place. She might be at school somewhere, but like I said, when you talk about, well, I can come over there. That wasn't going on like that.
Well, one thing is she probably, depending on who she was, she probably had a dad there as an intervenor.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I totally respect it too, but you're talking about what a woman should be able to do at 20. I mean, like, you trying to find your way. She's trying to find a way also. Right. So you're trying to meet. You're trying to
20,
meet,
wasn't she? She's like 24, 25. She's like mid-20s, maybe close to 30.
Who?
Mrs. I ain't going to cheesecake.
I don't know who that lady was. I'm just using it as an example.
She wasn't in her 20s.
But I remember the date.
Yeah.
But I remember the date back then.
That's what I thought from context perspective. That's what I thought.
But that sparked the bigger sense.
Right. That sparked
where
the
everybody started making a list of where they will and will not go on the first date. I thought that was kind of dumb to me because if it's the first date and I'm just trying to hang out and catch a vibe with you, it really don't matter if.
So and I remember back in the day, putt was cool.
I mean, bowling.
They existed back then.
Ain't
no putt-putts. Don't worry.
Ain't no more putt-putt.
But like you say, but still, you can do something like that. It'll be a real cool vibe.
But we also were raised in an era of music. We had the Riverfront. You had one too. I had Riverfront.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Riverfront Jam. Like I said, you talking about old school like bass music. Okay, but even prior to that, 70s music, a lot of music in the 70s stood for something.
Exactly.
Meant something. You can play it right now, know the words to it, take you back. 80s
and it made you feel a certain way.
Right. Gave you a sense of pride. 80s music, a little different because then the language started coming in. You start hearing that then. 90s was promoting sex. A lot of sex promoted in music in the 90s. And, then you had the independent pay my bills, say my name. A lot of that was going on, but it still goes back to, the narrative still changed as far as a man and a woman. There shouldn't be where I won't go here. Now, at 25, I'm working. I can't try you at Burger King or McDonald's.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I shouldn't try you like that.
No.
But at 19, 20, I'm scuffling, So just the thought of, like I said, you talk about going to Pizza Hut, getting that
19,
pizza and drink. That's $15, $20. That's good money.
Another thing that was missing I can't say because I was 19, I was already gone. I was overseas. But the way that the game changed, the game also changed things from when we were 19 and 20.
I don't think the game. I think the players. The game ain't changed.
No. I say the game. Like this hustle money was a little different.
Right.
I say the game. I'm
Okay,
trying
hustle.
to be
Okay,
nice
trap.
for your
Okay,
show.
no, go ahead, hustle. That's fine.
Okay.
Hustling.
So money changed things. Who had access to money? You're also dealing with an entitled generation now.
But I think something else too though is that the guys that had the money back in the day, and you know me, and I tell Doss all the time. I said if you go back, let's put you back 1988. You at King, 17 to 21. The girls like the hustlers.
Yeah, they did.
You come home 21, 25. Now, like, he got a college degree.
Yeah.
You're a little more attractive.
Working.
Now, you know, you working, you got some stuff in
You got
motion.
potential.
Yeah.
You got
Now,
potential.
I see something in you.
I got some
Because, see, that guy, 17 to 21, they done got shit out the prison.
Oh yeah, they done.
So now,
Back then,
now the pool a little different.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now, you know, when you got your boy, okay, now he call a collect, that money ain't like that no more.
Sure ain't.
But you working.
Yeah.
So now you getting the chance to.
And you here.
Yeah, I'm
And
here.
you here.
Yeah, I'm present.
Yeah, you work. Yeah, you
And
accounted for.
and
You accounted for.
Yeah.
You outside.
Yeah.
So
Really
then,
accounted for.
it jumps up to okay. Now we get it to 25 to 30. You got you somewhere to stay. You got your own place.
yeah.
That becomes attractive.
And still moving.
Decent credit.
Decent credit.
And
that's
still
why I
move-
try to
and
tell
still
people. So
moving
when you
forward now.
build,
And
but
you're
I-
still moving up.
right? But I think
Yeah.
the thing where people go wrong is that when you build with people, is you have to look at all the intangibles that come with that, and lust shouldn't be first. It shouldn't be.
Oh, so it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how can you, like I said, you build with somebody and we
But we
have
live
a
in a
couple.
sick-
For men, I think we do lean into that lust part.
Right.
But
Because
live
we
in a-
like what we see.
We live in a
Right.
sex-
Because we
we also live in a
visual.
temporary.
a
That's temporary
sex-driven
though.
society.
But
Right.
I also feel like dating from the women perspective, I think women are more looking for like help instead of love. Like
Right.
they looking for some help.
And Wookin' Panub and all the wrong.
You know what I'm
But I
saying?
think-
Like
but-
they
but-
looking
but-
for
but-
more of a help. And then some of them not just looking for help. Some of them looking to be saved. Like, and I mean, y'all know that
40,
Captain
he
Saving,
40,
bro. I mean,
okay,
that's
yeah.
been around for a long
But I
time,
think- but
bro.
see, but I'm
So
telling you-
being
but I'm
saved
telling
ain't
you-
nothing new.
but I'm
So
telling you-
trying to get saved ain't nothing new.
But let me say there's
And I
a
ain't
lot
talking
of
about Jesus.
okay, but it's a lot of but there's a lot of dudes that got off the porch late, might not been good to look at. We could say lame. But if you got that money,
Oh, it
that
changed
change the whole. That change.
yeah, the
you,
whole
get a lot
game
of women, you
changed.
get a lot of women that look at you a little different.
Yeah, of
Bass
course.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
I ain't being funny with you.
You know,
I mean,
Mike
yeah.
Jones, like I say back then,
Yeah,
they want me.
they ain't want me.
I'm hot.
They all on me.
I said. So that's what I'm saying. So when you break that down, I think that's the thing that my friend told me looking for help and help only.
What she say she looking for?
I'm looking for help and help
She
only.
ain't looking for love.
She looking for
No,
help.
they're not. They're not.
And ain't nothing wrong with that, but it ain't. And
No,
be honest.
Just be honest. There you go. Nothing
honest.
wrong
But, see, but okay, but I think something else too though is that it's we as guys lie, women lie too.
Yeah, everybody.
And I think that's the thing that honesty is the biggest trait that has changed.
It's a hustle.
But it's not. Okay, but if you listen,
relationships are a hustle now.
but let me say this. Look, I beat you.
Well,
I
not
like you.
Getting together is a hustle now. A
I ain't
relationship
gonna
may
say
not be
that.
one.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna-
Business.
Let me
It could
say
be
this.
business.
That's a hustle
It could be business, but let
It's
me
a hustle.
let me say this
a
though.
business should benefit both people. So
Right.
the young lady said she looking for help. That she said she looking for help. That's fine.
and
but at
just
the
keep
same
the love
time,
and help only.
but at the same time, a relationship should benefit both people.
Absolutely.
And a woman can't just say I'm
it's-
giving.
it's
listen,
symbiotic,
Hold on. Listen.
no, it's not, man.
No, listen. Hold on now.
Go ahead, too.
A relationship should benefit both
I'll
people.
be cloudy, but go ahead, keep going.
I'm just telling the truth.
No, real talk. A relationship should benefit both people.
Absolutely.
And a woman can't just say, I give you sex. That's your benefit.
Yeah, that
no,
ain't gonna
fam.
work.
No, fam. It don't work like
That
that.
don't work.
What's
That don't work
Sex
like
ain't
that.
What's
benefiting
the
me like
contract?
that.
Offer acceptance.
I can't go get a new car on sex.
Yeah.
No, but
I
offer
can't get my car fixed on
I
sex.
can't. I
But
need some new tires on the
offer,
whip.
Yeah.
acceptance, agreement are the basis of a contract. 'Cause there's some nuance, but so long as the two parties agree, it's kind of like the $40 thing that's
But you,
became
okay,
popular.
but you're saying as
Some-
long as they agree to, okay, but I can't build. But this is what I'm saying. We got some men that's trying to build with a woman.
Right.
I ain't talking about out here tricking. I'm talking about somebody trying to build.
$40.
I ain't talking about 40. I ain't talking about backpack. I'm talking about somebody trying to
That's a
build.
different
You
category.
think most men? You think most guys that are 25, like when we were 25,
Okay, but this is what I'm
or even
talking
30,
about.
they're not trying to get married no
talk
more.
30. Let's talk
They're not
30s
trying
now.
to get married no
Let's say 35.
They're not trying to get married no more.
Okay, but you can
But you
meet
still
somebody.
gonna spend your time with somebody.
You gonna spend your time
No,
with
they
somebody.
want
You're gonna
something.
spend your time with somebody.
And then the thing is, though, a woman at 35 wants somebody she can build with.
Nah.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay, if you measure them by, okay, you take a single guy with no kids and a woman with a single guy, say 20. Would you say 25?
No, let's say 35.
Let's say 30.
Let's say 35.
30 to 35.
35. Got a degree, house,
Got a job.
good credit,
Yeah.
Children or no children?
no kids.
Okay, so now what's gonna be funny is his value is through the roof because he's a commodity.
Yep. I agree
Okay.
with that. I agree with
Okay,
that statement.
Now you take the woman 30, 35. The reality is, in our community particularly, she's gonna come with some level of baggage, whether it's bad relationship baggage or other baggage.
But there you go again. You putting the blanket. We can't put the
I'm
blanket.
not
There's
putting a
some
blanket.
women.
I'm just using the numbers. Listen,
All right, let's just say she's 35 with no kids too.
Okay, she's 35 with no kids.
They both 35 with no
she
kids.
got good credit, got her car, got everything he got.
She got
Okay.
she got it going on. We don't want to just
Okay, so you take two people in the same exact place,
yep
and now they may be able to find each other.
compatible.
Right.
That's the key word too.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on here because some shock value for the cuffs. I'm waiting on him. Go ahead.
Why is it gonna be shock value?
Because I know you.
But
Go
in
ahead.
his mind, his trajectory still ebbs up,
Yeah, I
and
agree with that.
hers flattens and goes down.
See,
Good
big
point.
brother.
No, I agree with that.
Big brother love these type of conversations.
I agree with that.
weird.
Well, listen,
I agree.
No, the thing is, listen, I came into doing this internet radio stuff. I've done thousands of shows about this because people know I was Kevin before Kevin without the suit. It's what it is.
I agree with that
Guys,
statement.
Look, Dean, when he introduced me to this, whether you hear Corey Holcomb talking about it, Rosebud the Pimp, we all came at the same thing. Alan Roger Curry, we all came to the same school. Times have changed, and guys, because the ratio of women to men is crazier than what
Absolutely,
we get.
I
it is
agree.
crazy.
See, what we saw
I
at
agree.
college,
It's
what we
bananas.
saw at college
No.
is now
Yeah.
society.
When I went to
Right.
college, that was bananas.
We were 12
but
to
now
1
it's
as Xavier.
society, though, right?
We were 12 to 1 as
See,
Xavier.
no, at college it was like, wow. But now society's become, dang, you can find women everywhere. I used to say on the show, I live in Florida. I can stand on the pier, throw a rock at the water, miss the water, and hit a woman in the head.
Okay.
Because they're everywhere.
Right. And I agree, but I
I agree
think
with
something
that.
else, too, though, is that
And
As-
by the way,
as
let me
we-
finish.
go ahead.
$100,000 man is worth more than a $100,000 woman.
okay, but this is what I was going
His
back to.
value
is that
is greater in the market.
In the eyes of society.
In the eyes of society, absolutely.
In the
But I
eyes of
think
society.
for
His
me,
market value
something
is
that,
greater
but then
too.
something else people don't do too is that you got to, like I tell you, Bill Belichick, KYP, know your personnel. You got to know who you're dealing with. Like I said, you got to interact with people.
And don't
See how
draft
they-
dumb people.
Yeah, see how they are see how they are around their family. You know what I'm saying? That's very important. Just like my man John Rock, both gender, same scenarios. Singles has more kids. The male has more value because there are less men than women. Supply and
Period.
demand.
Yeah,
I
so
totally
yeah,
understand that.
I
cuz.
agree with that. I agree
That's
with
what I'm
that.
saying.
I hear
No
that.
argument there. No
there's
argument there.
There's no argument.
And a guy, $100,000 guy, 35 can go 20 years up, 20 years down, not miss a beat.
Okay, but let's say this. Then see, this is just me. If I'm 55,
Just you.
I'll be 55 in 2 years.
I'm already there.
I don't want no 35-year-old woman.
Yeah, that's you though.
That's
Okay,
you.
But it's
I mean, like
55s out there that would love to put
What
a
do they call
30.
it? Tell me what they call him.
Trophy wise,
He ain't got to be a wife. I get a trophy chick. I get
trophy.
a
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
listen,
yeah.
guys that have economic capacity.
Yeah.
But let me say this, and I don't want to offend nobody. Some guys got off the porch late.
Yeah.
If you understand where I'm going
That's
with
fine.
this.
That's fine.
So, but my thing is this: if I'm the type of person, like I say, I see. I'm very rare do I people watch, but sometimes you see somebody out like, okay, well, wonder why.
Yeah.
I guess it's I don't. Maybe it's something. Okay, all right. I totally get that. Hey, she tried to bring some men on the show that's looking to give our help. I'll make sure I to it. Okay, I'll hold you to that. But what I was getting back to is
give me
that
help. How the help is, listen, accountability. I remember I watched Stephen A. Smith on the show with Reverend Al. This is like 20 years ago. He was inside when Reverend Al was doing the barbershop thing, and he says you're never going to get, and he said the kind of women to be accountable. The reality is, and we all know it. Some ain't I give zero. we know that a lot of the women today are living the decisions of 25 years ago.
But you got some men that's out here. Well, you got men doing the same thing. We got to keep it fair now.
What do you mean fair? The guy who did it, he's gonna say, "Okay, I screwed it up. Okay, it is what it is."
But some guys don't do that now. Just when you keep it all the way a buck, some guys don't say, "Well, I screwed up." They look for. They play victim too now.
There's a not only to everything. Okay, everything's not 100% absolute.
No,
My point is this:
100%.
but if you look at a guy who's doing well,
okay,
even if he's had
mess ups in the past, drop the ball, whatever,
value in this marketplace. It's totally different because, and there's something we're not going to talk about. I know Torres would like to talk about on his shows, but there's another element that has made men so much more valuable today that we didn't compete with, but it's caused there to be so many more available women. And another thing is they have today that we didn't have as much as interracial relationships aren't a big deal anymore. Mm-mm. So now you take a guy who's sitting right there. His value is still his value.
I feel you what you're saying on value, but when is he gonna cash it in? Because just running the streets, that ain't value.
It may be to him though.
Bruh, that ain't value.
But you're not winning. You're not winning.
You ain't winning. If you just running the streets,
you just run the street. That's temporary.
Bro, that's temporary. And you gonna run into the wrong one.
You going
because now you really rolling the dice every time you hook up with a woman. She might be crazy. Could be fatal attraction. Yeah, could anything.
That's just like playing high school football. You go 10-0 every year. You lose in the first round.
Come on, bro.
Right.
You're not gonna win.
Even though
you all really believe most guys out here looking for a wife?
If they find the right one, yes.
No. I didn't say they wouldn't get married. I said, do you think most guys dating, do that on a poll, do you think most guys who are 30 years old and dating today are looking for a wife?
I would definitely say 40.
I would say not looking, but if they found one.
Right.
But
I wouldn't say, look, I think
women find something special, right?
Okay.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. You got married 2 years out of high school.
Right.
Okay. Were you looking for a wife when y'all started kicking it?
Yeah.
So at 17, you was looking for a wife.
No, my thing is when I met her, I thought she was going to be a wife because that was just the natural progression at the time.
Right.
Okay.
But if you asked me the powerful question, would I have done that if I had gone to school?
Okay, gone to school. Probably been different.
Right, you didn't really have.
Not at all.
I could answer that for you.
Okay,
not
right. That's what I'm saying. But the narrative
but it had nothing to do with just 2 years out of school. It just didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all good.
But my point is that if I were a young man today with my market value, what it could have been.
Let me go back.
I also do radio shows on the internet.
I feel what you're saying, but eventually you running the streets ain't gonna end well. Running the streets ain't never gonna end well. So eventually you gonna want to.
What do you mean running the street? Okay, a guy.
Like just
sleeping with a daughter. You navigate, sticking and moving.
You never sticking and moving. Yeah, how long can you stick and move, bro? You 35 years old.
How many guys you think are real? How many? First of all, the sexual revolution didn't just affect men; it affected women.
It affected women as well. Okay,
because women are the ones who ushered it in.
But let me say this though: if you feel in your thought process, a 45-year-old man get out here, okay, I can holler at her tonight, her tomorrow, and I got them lined up day in, day out. Eventually,
that's not sustainable.
Eventually,
I don't think
that's gonna get old.
I don't think that's the narrative that I was moving. I'm saying a guy that's 35 knows his options. How he lives his life.
The options are endless. That's not in question.
Yeah, got a lot of options.
And it's not even level.
Okay, not saying that's
right,
but
so
the
now
question,
what you gonna do with those options?
What Tuba was saying is that eventually, that you gonna want to do something different.
Well, eventually, you may want to do something different.
Okay.
Because a couple of things are also out there now. There's the legalities. Because now we have judges piercing prenups. Something we never thought would have happened.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Okay. So now, but I still listen to Steve. Shout out to Steve the Dean Williams. And the way that the game is, a lot of guys aren't thinking. They're not thinking.
Marriage.
20-year guys at our 20s aren't thinking about life the same way.
But then something else too. We all are products of married people. Keep that in mind now. So if you
I want y'all to keep that in mind.
No, I got it in mind. But this is what I'm saying to you though. If you grew up and you didn't have
what's the out-of-wedlock birth rate today?
What?
What's the out of wedlock birth rate
It's high.
today?
It's high.
And if you one of them high value men and you run the streets, you're gonna be in that number.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, but my
in the
point is,
number.
we came at. Well, I want to be in. Okay, but
You want to be in that number. Not that number. You don't want to be in that number. You don't want to be in that child support number.
Hey, shout out to Oak Ridge Baptist Church.
He clouded.
But anyway,
Take off.
you
You don't want to be in that child support number.
But
Not at all.
but
Be
okay,
selective.
but even something else to think about. I'm not trying to get caught up in these situations, but one thing that Kevin did speak to, which I used on the show as well, is most men, the majority of black men, don't have any kids at all. Period.
Okay, but let me say this. So when you say the majority,
At what age are you talking?
yeah, wait,
No,
yeah,
no,
wait.
no, no,
because
the
I don't know.
I don't know nobody that don't have no
nobody.
kids.
I got people on here right now. I got
I
my
don't know
man,
nobody that don't have
Otis
kids.
House on here. Paul Hampton got back
Okay.
here. Crew, Will,
I didn't say
Leon
the people
Thomas,
that you
Blue.
know. I didn't say
all of them got kids.
I didn't
I don't know
me.
nobody without
Yeah,
kids.
The guys that do
Except
the
my
show,
son.
the guys do the show after us.
And my brother-in-law.
Fad, Dre,
They're all married. too.
David, John, Tori, all of them got kids. That's what I'm saying. So what number you talking?
okay.
I don't
At
know
what
nobody
age
that
group?
got
You can't just throw that out there like
Torres,
that, bro.
why don't
You
you,
talking
why
about-
don't
you
you
talking
go-
about 17 to
Goo-
20?
Google men between 25 and 50.
And
you'll-
50?
And you'll find out.
Kirby
that-
just jumped on here. Somebody else got kids. Run the street.
That's not the-
Blue, you do got kids. Stop all that now.
No, I'm not talking about the people that you know. Listen, your education, but listen, let's go.
I'm tell you what he just said. Run the streets will never last. There are more mature men that are wanting to have a wife than not, especially if they have the correct model of a healthy marriage.
Who
Very
said
important.
that?
Kirby.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
important.
Running the streets ain't sustainable.
Deuce. Yeah,
ain't-
very.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
That ain't sustainable.
I'm not looking at the exceptions to the rule. I'm talking about let's follow the rule. First of all, you can just do any kind of data check. The majority of men don't have children. We
I
just
can't
don't.
go along with that.
Well, it's not.
I
I
think-
didn't make it up.
Yeah, it sounds like you did.
Well, okay, we're gonna do. We're gonna take. No,
Google it.
I'm telling you, we're gonna take a quick break, and I
Google
want
it.
Torres to pull this up. We're
Yeah.
gonna stay on this. You got my attention with this. So this next commercial we brought to you by my
Majority of
man.
men do
You
not have
said
kids.
25 to
No, a
50?
man. Anybody,
What age?
Anybody from 18 to whatever. The majority of men do not have.
Majority? No.
That's what he said.
More than 50% of men don't have any
Go
kids
check
at
out
all.
my man Carlos Mountain Auto Repair Center,
And look it up for him, Torres.
7101 North 40th Street, 813.
It's gonna blow your mind.
447-4330. Carlos is actually down with the Eagles this week. They won a big game over Buffalo, so he done jumped off the Bucks
Yeah, they gonna
bandwagon.
send you. Yeah, you might well get off of that Bills
My
bandwagon.
man Carlos on 40th Street, and also
go help Sean McDermott move too.
here you go. Now you see what we rocking. I've got our chop shop apparel
Yeah,
on.
we-
Elevate Designs, 813-400-7015. Torres, give us 45 seconds. Please pull that number up so we can get back on this wetlock stat from Appreciate it. This is your truly EZDZ. We back.
It's
Probably
all
after
good.
A long break. We got Ruff and my man, Two Boy kicking it with us. So just so we check number 2014 census said 40%, 40.5
of adult men.
Of adult men.
But 2019.
I was going. I was going to finish it. I was going to finish. I'm going to tell everything. 40.5% of men do not have biological children. But what Ruff pulled up from 2015 to 2019
Don't say it out
started age 15, which is not fair.
But it just said men who don't have
Okay,
children.
but that
And it was
and that was 55.
A later year. Taking the same aggregate.
But how you put 15 years old?
No, I didn't do it. I just asked. I just asked her.
He using different, but you got. That's why I say
I
whenever,
just asked it.
whenever you're talking about big numbers like that, you got to bracket it down to the age groups.
Here's a Google that I use. What percentage of black men don't have children is what I put in on one. On the other one, I put in what percentage of men don't have children.
Okay.
That was all I asked it.
Okay.
And it shot the number back out.
But then if you put in different age groups, the number's gonna change.
The number's going to change.
Absolutely.
The number's gonna change.
But I was just saying, but just 15 is not. It's 15
no,
is
we
not
got to
fair.
go from 18 and up.
So from
18
from 15 to 18, what percentage of 15 and 18s?
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So it affects the percentage.
Definitely.
Do you think it's going to make the percentage go up or down?
It's gonna make the percentage go
up.
Up.
Yeah.
It's gonna make if you add
Make it go
15
up.
year olds.
So
it's
instead
gonna
of being
make
55, it's going to make it higher.
no.
But
If you take out no,
If you take out
it's gonna
15
make the
to 18,
percentage go lower of the ones that don't have kids.
Right.
Because
That's all
now
I
you're
was
taking
saying.
out a bunch of people that don't have kids.
Because I
from
didn't
15.
know, I ain't know nobody at 15 that had kids.
did
Did you?
No,
I didn't use it as I didn't use my own experience as a
But,
barometer.
but that's what I look at, and even growing up.
What percentage of
He's
people
stuck on it.
He's stuck on it.
No,
And see, for him, I would try to tell you, it just
I
be.
tell everybody if you go
he
University
stay-
of South
he
Florida,
He go
That's all
on
good.
like he go on like glad like
Let's
just
move
don't
on
stop.
to the don't hot. No.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, so look, we ain't gonna
Like,
let that hijack.
he tried to
that ain't gonna
prove it.
hijack the conversation.
I just
So let's
answered a
move on.
question,
And Torres gave an answer. You gave yours.
and I also
You gave
showed
your
him. I
answer.
also
But
showed
yours,
him
and- and
but
you
yours
showed him.
included 15-year-olds.
15 to 8. So if you take out 15 to 18-year-olds, the question then would be, what percentage of people 15 to 18 years old have children? And then
Okay.
you
That's a different question, though.
no,
Thank you.
but then you could take that number and then subtract it from the other number.
Okay.
Our age.
Okay.
You ain't got to take empirical statistical analysis to know
I'm
this.
just saying.
All
I'm
right,
just
it's all
like I
good.
said, but you stuck like so you
You
like
can't
that.
move
You
the
on and on. You
goalposts
can't
now.
move the
I'm not moving
goalposts.
the
I feel like you
Yeah,
moved the
yeah, you moved the
goalposts.
goalposts.
No, what it
Yeah.
did is shocked
I done
everybody.
lined up the kick.
No, what happened
Over
is it
here.
shocked everybody. Found out. You mean
Off
to
to
tell
the
me
right.
even
Now,
40%
the
would shock people.
Now,
It shocked people.
I did say that on break. Let me just, for the record, it was higher than I thought. So I will give you credit for
Okay.
that. It was much
Yeah,
higher.
I
It was
said
much
30,
higher
so
than I thought.
Even his 40% shocked
No,
y'all. You like,
yeah, it
right.
did. It shocked me. I was shocked.
But I think going back to what
You
you
say
said.
biological kids too.
Right, but like
now,
you
I
said-
ain't gonna get into that. You know, that 1/3 of all kids tested don't belong to the father who thought it was a father. But I can give you all these numbers because this is what me and Sean did.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. I think going back to what we were originally on, discussing the man-woman dynamic.
Yeah,
I just think
I
for
give
me,
guys a
all
value.
good.
right. But I just think there's wrong. But then it's like, but you're
And
not giving
women-
the women, but you're not giving the women no value.
I think women are the most important segments of our society. And I said, as our women went, so did our society.
Okay, but I'm trying to come up to speed where we in 2023 where you gonna have some women that's gonna be like, okay, well, hey, I want to go. I only eat here. I want to go there.
Yeah,
That's not the norm. That's not the norm. So I want to make sure that we state that.
I would say this.
Go ahead.
What's our standard bearers? If we're gonna be honest, we can have a discussion that sounds good, or we can have an honest discussion.
I'm not in the dating world, so I don't know.
None of us are.
I'm not
None-
on wood.
none
I'm
of
glad
us-
I'm
none
not.
of us are.
Let me
So-
just say
so
that
when
for the
we-
record,
when
because
you
it
step
sound
in-
like it sucks.
So step back.
Okay, but
So
I think something else
What's
too though
the
is that.
standard bearer? What
I
are
think-
the
but
standard
let
bearers
me-
for our
We
women
just
now?
chopping
But
it
let
up
me-
with about the
we have a
social
conversation
media
with social
and
media,
how,
but I think something
because it
else too
lit
is that
social media up when the lady
the
wouldn't go
narrative-
to
what we don't
cheesecake.
have-
back.
That
That's
lit
all
so-
right.
Well,
that
well,
lit
well,
social
let me
media up.
say this.
It lit it up.
I don't
'Cause
think
it's a chain restaurant, by the
men are no longer apt to be providers, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you meet somebody, and I mean things should go both. Let's say for example, you go on 3 dates, you should offer to pay the tip, or maybe treat by the third date.
Who asked for the date though? man.
Mostly the men. Typically, the men we ask. Typically, the men we approach a woman.
Then he should pay for it.
Right. If we go on 5
I
dates,
should say should. I would.
Yeah, but on 5 dates,
out of 5 dates, she should treat one.
Okay, well, hey, I got.
She should at least treat one.
Well, okay, since y'all two want to be real slick, since you want to be a slip lip joker, this goes out here. It'd be nice that by date 5 with us, she'd have said, "Well, listen, let me cook you something."
That too.
That's cool.
No, that one, but okay.
I like that.
That works.
No, I like that.
That works.
That count as a.
That works.
That's a major come up.
Now you're saying, okay, now I see what
that's
you're
a
working
major
with.
come up.
Because I can watch anybody eat.
Right. Okay, but you're still. But I guess what we go back to is that the narrative is about just building a relationship, getting to know one another,
Right.
spending time on another. Because I tell people all the time, you have to be when you dating. Like, for example, I know you've been married for a while, but you had dancing like a loop dancer. Nobody want to see that. What I'm saying.
Right.
So it's a time and place for it.
Right.
But I just think for me is that's the most important thing. And I think that's where, people say that the dating game has tanked. But then, like some of John Robinson said, how many people know her? So that's I'll tell you like this.
How many people know what?
How many people know your lady?
Oh,
When you start talking about because some and some, we all. Some have been for the streets.
Yeah.
And that's why I go back to
Alan Roger Curry when we was doing he's mode 1, he passed. He said and we all know this, before social media, women could go to college and go to campus and do what you do when you left home, which is like everywhere was Vegas. Every college campus was Vegas. But what you did stayed there.
Stayed there.
But boy, look here. Come what's that thing called? Not before Facebook? What's the other thing?
Unions and stuff?
No, before Facebook. What's it called? MySpace.
Oh, yeah.
Come MySpace.
I ain't know nothing about no MySpace.
Come MySpace, the world had changed, bro.
Right, but I think social media, but I think something else too, though, is that I look at Tampa. Tampa's such a small.
It really is.
And when you start breaking down circles, it gets smaller.
A lot of people know,
A lot of people know people.
A lot of people know
So like
people.
I say, you could be somewhere like oh, that's
such.
Yeah,
bro, that's you, dog. You get that, bro, that's you.
Yeah,
that's me.
Okay, and then
and I'm gonna say something. And I'm just this before I got married, but I went to a party, hotel party, about 1994. I never forget it, and I really thought I had something. So I'm in there chilling, me and her vibe. I'm like, well, look, I'm finna go. She's like, okay, I'll see you later. Dude put me to the side. Now, mind you, it's 9 dudes in here now. I got my 2 partners, and I take it back, it's 11. So it's 8 of them.
That's a bunch of girls.
About 15 girls or so.
Okay.
That's what bad, do the hotel party. People at the hotel, they hang,
little
they got
stuff like that.
a couple suites, a joint, they got the food, drink, whatever.
Yeah.
So we just vibing, kicking it. Dude put me to the side, man. I sit back and think, I laugh about this to this day. He was like, bro, that's you? I was like, yeah, we kicked it a little bit. He was like, man, I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but you know how that 6 us in here.
What?
And I'm like,
damn, 6 out of 8?
6. Out of 8, that's 75%,
now
bro.
Think about this. Some of us have lived other places.
Right.
So you're talking about the circles being small. It took a guy to tell me, my homeboy Frank said, Doss, your circle is a lot. Your global view is wider. So
very important. So if you got partners, every time I going nowhere, 9 times out of 10, you ain't going nowhere either.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
That's how it goes.
Would you have left without basketball, you think?
Yeah, I probably would have eventually.
Okay.
Right, but like I say, but then you could come see something different and then come back, but you got something, like you got somewhere you can always go. I go back to New Orleans, kicking for a weekend. I went to Dilla, if I want to go to Atlanta, I got a partner in Atlanta. I got partners in Dallas, Houston.
You're not afraid to
LA,
move.
Yeah, LA, like I said, that's exposure. I want to take my lady to Las Vegas, go hang out. There are places that you can go, but a lot of people have their mindset. That's why I try to tell Dawes. I remember when I first moved down here, I had people hadn't even left the state. I remember one year talking about going to a Falcons football game. They were going to play the Bucks. And the dude told me, man, they kill folks in Atlanta. I said, they kill folks here.
Yeah, they kill folks everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to get out that thought process where I'm going to sit on my hands and I ain't really trying to do, so I'm going to do everything
That's
between
shocking to me. How
Bush, Fletcher, Lake, Maine, Nebraska.
That's small-minded.
Man, I might try 60. You know what I'm saying? I might do slide. But I ain't really getting out my zone because that's what I'm on. And I think that's the thing that what people don't understand. And just like John said, families big, depends on your family home base too. So I think a lot of times, just when you meet certain people,
Academia also helps spread.
oh yeah, spread out, getting out, visiting,
something else.
going to different places. Even like for me, like when I first moved down here from New Orleans, I thought Tampa was the countryest city in the world. I said it's slow. I said it's really they got a slower vibe. But I think that's predicated upon is that when you don't have people out in the front making moves and doing certain things, it kind of, you look at the bigger picture like, I got part of that travel, go out and do stuff. You move around and do stuff. But some people, they just comfortable with what they do. And they don't want to really stretch out and see something different or try to do something different because it goes back to that level of comfort. I see people that, like I say, like next year, your son going to fam. I can see you next year. I'm going to homecoming. My son up there. I'm going to hang out and pull up on their homecoming.
Yeah, for sure.
That's an experience, and I try to tell my son, 21, like, hey, get out here and live a little bit, man, because I said as you continue to get older,
life happens.
Life happens.
Fast, bro.
And like you always say, we got more behind us.
I got more in my review than I got down.
Than we got in front of us, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
So it's very important that people do that.
Before half of my age now, I've been all over the world by myself.
Right, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. Like I said, it's very important to get out and see certain things and do certain things and make those memories, because the world we in today is a lot of children that don't go nowhere.
And it's evolving.
They don't even go to Disney World no more. Like, they don't even talk about Disney World no more.
The world is evolving so much faster for our kids. I just tell my kids, my competition generally is across the street, across the, somewhere in the city. Your competition is worldwide now.
Right.
For everything that you want to do in this world, somebody else somewhere wants that same job, wants that same position.
Yeah.
You treat everything like you do sports. It's about competition.
Yeah. Sure.
We're going to take one our next to last break. This is going to be brought to you by my man Waldo and Tariva down there at King's Care. Pull that up, beard oil for a king made by a queen.
Hey,
like Odell Beckham in the picture.
I'm trying, Waldo.
Trying to grow a beard.
Let me get me a bottle of that King's Care.
Yeah, they do that. They do go see. They got all kind of stuff. Get online, check them out.
Odell had a pretty good game last night.
KingsCare.com.
Yeah.
Odell got off. And then also, definitely my home, but man, my folks down there in downtown Carver City, Mike Trigg, E-Trigg down there in Conan. Go check them out, 813-870-0404.
Hubert Street, huh?
Oh, Hubert. I don't know why I keep wanting to be on Laurel. I don't know, but it's the corner. So, yeah, it's downtown Carver City, though. They open on Thursday at 11:30. Go check them out. Torres,
what time they close?
9 o'clock. I got it now.
Yeah,
9 o'clock. I got it now.
Let me make sure.
Give us like about 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
Shout out to Cap.
Yes, sir. I wasn't built for that. I had that kind of stuff. Finna head to the last segment on Chop Shop. Got EZDZ, my man Ruff, and man, actually, two boy kicking it with us.
Yes, sir.
And we just before we was on the break, we just talking about exposing our children and making sure your children get to see certain things that, like we talked about too, boy. You were in Tallahassee, fam homecoming, the Bayou Classic. School is gonna be school, but you want to get the experience that comes within going to an HBCU.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what you never forget. Like you said, if you go to school, meet some partners from Jacksonville, partners from Atlanta. He navigating, getting to see different things. And I know for you, I know you play ball in New Orleans. Did y'all get out of here different little cities? Like go back to your home bus spot?
Yeah, man. So so first of all, when I went to New Orleans, went to Dillard, I was part of the team. So we got people on the team from Alabama, Texas. Yeah. Florida, New Orleans, California. Like we had, what I'm saying, Chicago, my boy Buck, he from Chicago. So anyway, that was just all of us coming together, and then the team wrapped their arms around you, and then, that HBCU experience is something you can't duplicate or imitate. Mm-hmm. And I know it's like at PWIs, I know they have pockets of black students and black student union and black student groups, and I'm not knocking that. I think it's great, but you can't duplicate the HBCU.
Not the environment, the culture, none of that.
You just can't do it.
None of that.
So, but I promote you go into whatever school you can get in, or whatever school fits you. But personally, I promote HBCUs.
That's even like, it's funny, like Saturday.
My biggest regret.
Alabama, Auburn was on, but I wanted to watch Southern Grambling.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to see that. I tried to at least for the band, watch the band. That's the human jukebox. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. You can't duplicate that, man. Like I say, when they get to it, like even like Fam Bethune, you cannot duplicate that environment.
You can't do it.
I remember going to Southern Grambling my first year when '88, and the Bayou Classic was there. I never forget the Giants played the Saints that Sunday night, but New Orleans was stupid from Wednesday through
all the
Sunday.
way to Sunday night.
I'm talking about stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, like I say, and then New Orleans, they party long as you want to party.
They party.
So it and then like at Xavier, they threw a Thanksgiving party. They threw an all-nighter, because they didn't have all-night party. Remember the all-night party?
Yes.
Started at 12, end at 8.
Man.
So you get that midnight, you pay your little $10. That was a $10 party. But they had it at a hotel on Canal, and I just remember it was probably 3,000 people. It was that crazy. But I mean, you had folks outside. I mean, it was just
block party.
It was stupid. So like to walk outside, it wasn't like you walk outside, come back in. You walk outside, you got to go to the back of the line. And it was like this. I'm like, I ain't going outside, bro.
I'm good.
I go to the door, but I ain't going outside. Because they had bathrooms like set off, within the facility. But like you said, I'm claiming that right now, man. Zion going to fam, and he get that experience. Cause like I said, that's gonna be something that it'll give you something to get into, like on the weekend. Like, hey, I'm gonna drive to town. I'm gonna pull up on him.
Yeah, for
see what he doing.
Yeah, my wife, she probably be driving up there more than I will.
Well, the mamas miss them boys. Now. They miss them boys.
Yeah. Ain't it something?
Yeah. They miss them boys. I mean, that's the world we in. Like I said,
all good.
They miss them boys. So But like I said, I just want to thank you for coming on, kicking it with us tonight, man. We really had good conversation, with this man-woman dynamic. Ruff got his numbers. Appreciate Blue Lou coming on, checking out.
Thanks,
what
Lou.
we did. Yeah. But I just think, even like Kirby was saying, the world is definitely larger than Tampa, and you want people to get out and see that. And I think that's the thing that nothing wrong with living in your city.
Yeah, for sure.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But you got to get out, like non-attorney student athletes, HBCUs, the same ones from Little League and Community League. They've been preparing for majority of early childhood into their teens. We should watch more than just the bands. I totally respect that too, Ms. Turner. But I do believe that for me, I like the game move a little slower.
Yeah,
it's a little slower than your other
slower
games.
than Auburn, Alabama,
right?
LSU and Alabama. Yeah,
exactly.
It is. But I like the games. But
me too. Like I said, I like to watch them.
But I'm gonna tell you. But like you said, Boy, at halftime, don't nobody move.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Them other games, you be going to get snacks and popcorn and drinks.
Hey, look, Ricky Smiley did the little skit. He was showing how they
nobody don't move.
You go to University of Alabama game, they walking all in they in sync.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what you call it? You go to Alabama State, Tuskegee boy house.
Yes, sir.
He say, man, everybody just stop.
Yes.
It's an electric environment.
No, it is electric. I just went to my Xavier game a couple weeks ago, and the gym was jam packed.
Ridiculous.
Band playing, had the DJ playing music. It's just a
party.
It's just an atmosphere you can't duplicate, man.
You can't reciprocate nowhere
Xavier
else.
chanting against us, and we chanting against them, and going back and forth, and it's just electric.
Okay, Miss Yolanda, what school you went to? HBCU grad. Where you went, Yolanda? I'm waiting to see Yolanda Turner. Miss Turner.
Oh, yeah, she used to work at Sumner. Where she work at now?
I don't know. She said HBCU grad. I'm trying to see what school she went to.
Okay, then. It's all good.
Hope Valley State.
I don't know. My man Will Bryant checking in Texas. So, like I said, we got HBCU love all throughout. That's why I say it'd be good to see people making moves. But like I said, the HBCU experience, you can't duplicate it. Like Edward Ward's okay. Then Duval, okay. Duval, okay. Got the blue and orange. If I'm not mistaken, they color blue and orange. I think.
Orange, okay.
Yeah, blue and orange.
Okay.
That Kool-Aid orange. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pit these little 3 games. They Pelham. Hey, shout out to your man Dallas. Dallas did his thing last week, man.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, yeah, Spoto. We're gonna come check out the game at Spoto, Miss Turner. I'm definitely gonna look for you too.
Oh, she at Spoto now.
She at Spoto.
Okay.
So, Ray, you pull wing, stop up for me real quick, and we get these little 3 games out. We only got 3 teams left in the area. Go check out Wingstop. We got 8 locations throughout the Bay Area. We're going to have 12 come January. So go check them out. 23048 Florida Highway 54, 813-705-9464.
1219 Bruce B. Downs. It's 813-536-0222. 9305 North 56th Street, where we hang out most of the time. Yep, absolutely. 813-373-5174.
Purple and orange. I'm sorry, Mr. Turner.
And before we get to the headquarters, we go to 2115 The Trap.
Smack dab in the trap. East Hillsboro, right there in the trap. Pull up.
East Hillsboro.
Right there by Middleton. You can walk to Middleton.
Heading toward Luce, go to 100, or I should say 10,000.
That's Club Joy. If you want to get Club Joy,
maybe
get your lemon pep after that bar closed.
Hey, out there by Kathleen, right?
Yeah, Club Kathleen, 4217 South Florida. Polk County, stand up.
And of course, 14915 North Florida Avenue as well. And headquarters, where I like mine cooked for 25 minutes, extra crispy, nothing but the flats, lemon pepper, 2776 North Fowler Avenue here. Right out there in the University of South Florida area.
Cook them things for 25 minutes?
Yeah, man.
Well, you done burnt them things,
He
boy.
particular, man. That's
Well, you eating beef jerky.
So, we're pull them 3 games up real quick. We only got 3 teams left in the Bay, man. We had a tough weekend.
High school games.
Some got eliminated. Jedra lost, somewhat of an upset to some. I did call Gaither to beat them. Carrollwood, they lost a tough one. They lost.
Yeah, my boy's son, Jordan.
I've been trying to get
Jordan
him on the show.
Yeah, he threw for 5 touchdowns and ran for 1.
Yeah,
the boy put up some
tough
numbers
game.
now.
He's a sophomore or junior.
No, it's a junior year. He got another year.
The next year, okay, we never got to try to get him on.
I told Ellery to send that boy out there to LSU, man. Let that man go win the Heisman out there, man.
Yeah, Tech lost. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Son to Parham. I ain't got all the information yet. I'm still searching. I'll let you know as soon as I get it.
Who was that asked about that?
Parham. We talking about Some to beat Durant. Yes. I thought they were gonna beat Plant, but I
thought it was gonna beat Plant too.
Down. I mean, no disrespect, but Berkeley, Pelham, y'all traveled down to Plantation, American here. These some tough matchups for
Hillsborough County.
Yeah, but I'm riding with Berkeley. I think they got enough. I think they can beat them.
That's a different caliber of football.
I know.
Okay.
Well, American Heritage, where that's at?
Plantation. South. All these games in South Florida.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah, it is.
All these games in South Florida.
And God bless you, Gaither.
Gaither got St. Thomas.
Yeah, Gaither, Elijah Mason. We bringing them on in January. Dad's with his dad, but
hey, but the game has to be played, guys.
Game got to be played. Call this shit. Quote the late great.
Gotta be played. I agree with you on that one, boy.
Stay on your play. Hey, for the Cowboys, of course, I didn't like y'all, but anyway, stay in your playbook.
That's a tough matchup.
Yeah, but go out there.
Yeah, Will said South Florida for the sweep. I hate it. It's gonna be tough. I mean, out of all the 3 players, I like Berkeley the best.
I do too.
I like Berkeley, Gaither did, Plant going to Columbus. That's gonna get tough too.
Yeah,
Columbus. I don't know nothing about them.
In fact, they basketball team just won the state. They got the Boozer boys over there.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
So you they got the Boozer twins.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they
for those. Yeah,
they got athletes everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
It's a newer school, so
You
you
have a
know.
moment of silence.
Columbus went off when you was down there with Torres.
What's that?
Columbus off when you was down there going to school.
Yeah, they were.
Columbus High?
They've been always
Okay.
been a big deal.
I see that. Yeah. So South Florida for the sweet, man. So
All three of those schools.
yeah, I know about St. Thomas.
I know
well.
about St. Thomas.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a moment of silence for Gaither.
Gonna be tough.
Okay, we're gonna suit it up. We're gonna.
I mean, you're gonna suit it up. I
Yeah,
ain't saying it.
you there? You can't call out seat. You got to play.
Nah, you can't call out.
That's all you can do. You got a chance. You there. You got a chance, so you there. Two-way to shout out you want to give before we get out of here, man?
Man, just shout out to all my King alumni, class of '89 in the building. My Dillard folks, love for y'all in New Orleans. Just everybody, man. Everybody out here trying to prosper, trying to do better for themselves and put themselves in a better place for them and their family. It's all love. You see me in the streets, show me some love.
Greatest running back I've ever seen.
Joe Redden.
Nothing
Yeah,
like-
so I also want to give a shout out, man.
Nothing like
I didn't announce the number, but this past Tuesday, we generated $2,600, man, for the feed the homeless.
Oh, nice.
Torres came down and drove. We actually fed about 600 people, provided 600 meals. A lot of people came by and thought they were open, but I want to thank Mark Winters came down and kicked it with us, Not Jenkins, L.A. Larry Barton. Otis House came down and cut up with us a little bit, man.
Oh,
so we
man, I ain't
had
seen Otis in a minute.
Andre Davis Sr. came down. So we had a lot of fun. And like I said, just a good vibe, kicking it. So also with that being said, Chop Shop is linking up with Conan's. We're going to start this upcoming Friday. And every Friday this month, we're going to do old school Tampa trivia.
Tampa trivia.
Uh-oh. East Lake Mall, you never know what.
Okay.
Whatever. Tampa.
And Central
813. 813.
Okay.
So we doing that trivia. We doing that this week. We giving away the first two winners, getting 2 meals at Conan. So they giving up. We doing that every Friday in Lappin' Ali's. Trig doing the 6th annual Feed the City New Year's Day, January 1st. Senior citizens eat free from 11 to 12. Then it's open to the general public, like Dusty Rose said, if you will, from 12 to 4.
If you have
Photos, clues. So
Evidence,
make sure y'all
if you
come
will.
down, man. And before I get out of here, man, my birthday Wednesday, so that's a blessing to get here,
Okay,
man. So
Wednesday.
Yeah.
yes, sir. 53
All right,
times
now.
around this thing, man. So that's a blessing.
We're gonna turn up Wednesday.
Just low key,
Yeah,
man.
you gonna
Just-
lay down
I just like to just to be here. That's enough for me, man. The blessings that come with it.
That's what's up.
I'll be there. Okay, look at Par. You younger than me. You ain't no senior citizen,
What
Stop
Parham
tripping.
said?
huh?
Going to Wingstop?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
I don't know. I may do Wednesday. I got
What is a senior? Because I know
55 is senior.
Oh, 55 and
I
up.
was wrong.
55, yeah, 55. You can go.
55
Yeah, you
and
go.
up.
Hey,
You go. You
just
can
tell
go.
the whole-
Oh, you
tell the whole
55
goddamn
already?
You
world.
just said you were 55
Well, I know that.
earlier.
Okay, I just
But you running from your age?
No, I'm
well,
happy
it's
to
a
be-
blessing.
Yeah, that's a
I'm happy to
blessing.
be
Keep
here.
living, like my grandma used to say.
Happy birthday.
I'll never
Keep
use no
living.
die. I show it.
Okay.
Keep living.
I thought it was 60.
I'm trying to get to
And Miss
55.
Turner said,
I had my AARP
tell
for
Ivy
5
hello
years.
for her.
I sure will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Deuce. So like I always say, man, before we get out of here, anybody want to be an artist, don't want to see the executive producer, all the videos, all the record dancing, come to Death Row, man. We'll see you next Monday, man. Keep God
Dance
first, love
all
your
night.
family.
I'm
You
built
still
like
holler.
this.
Good night.
I'm built like this.